Welcome, my friends. Meta has started its latest round of layoffs, focusing on technical employees. As part of Meta's layoffs announced last month, the company has started saying goodbye to some people in technical roles. Over 2 rounds of layoffs, in November and March, Meta said it will be cutting about 21,000 jobs. After plummeting in 2022, Meta's stock price has bounced back this year on optimism that massive cost cuts will boost profitability. Just when you thought Meta was done laying off employees, guess what? Meta is planning even more layoffs. This video continues our coverage of the wave of layoffs sweeping the United States. What does it mean for the economy? And what does it mean for the future of the United States? But before we get into all of that, please press the like button and leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. And before we continue, a word from the sponsor of this video. Today's sponsor is InnerLife.com, creator of the InnerLife STS system. InnerLife STS is a cloud mobile platform for mental health care and its integration with primary medical care. InnerLife STS is designed for assessment, data collection and analytics, documentation, and progress tracking. InnerLife STS creates and composes conceptualized narratives and builds them into professional-grade reports. These reports are designed for use by mental health professionals, primary care physicians, justice system professionals and universities and include mental health assessment reports, mental health treatment reports, and treatment progress reports. And InnerLife STS uses doctor-selected pseudonames for all patients. So, only the healthcare professional knows the patient identity. As part of Meta's latest round of job cuts announced in March, the company on Wednesday started laying off employees in technical roles. Employees with technical backgrounds like user experience, software engineering, graphics programming and other roles announced on LinkedIn that they had been let go by the company on Wednesday morning. One employee impacted by the moves told CNBC that Wednesday's layoffs also hit product-facing teams and that Meta plans to cut business-facing roles, such as finance, legal and HR, beginning in May. The employee, who discussed the layoffs under condition of anonymity to speak freely, said Meta suggested tech teams who weren't impacted by Wednesday's cuts may also be included in layoffs next month. LinkedIn posts indicated that multiple people who worked as gameplay programmers were also affected by the layoffs. Gameplay engineers work on virtual and augmented reality products, according to a Meta job listing. I woke up this morning to the unfortunate news that I was one of the many laid off from Meta today, a Facebook business program manager wrote on LinkedIn. With ad revenue slumping last year and its stock price in free fall, Facebook's parent announced its first round of layoffs in November, affecting some 11,000 workers. Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg then declared 2023 the year of efficiency, and proceeded with a plan of an additional 10,000 job cuts in March, resulting in restructuring costs of between $3 billion and $5 billion. As Zuckerberg said at the time, the new round of April layoffs targets technical workers. He said cuts in the business groups would take place in late May. Wall Street has applauded the downsizing. Meta's shares have soared 81% this year after losing about 2/3 of their value last year. Revenue has declined for 3 straight quarters, and analysts are projecting another quarterly sales drop when Meta reports its first quarter earnings next week. The company's previous guidance called for sales of between $26 billion and $28.5 billion, which means the streak of revenue declines could end if Meta reaches the top end of the range. While its core business is mired in an online ad slump, Meta is spending billions of dollars a quarter developing technology for the metaverse, representing a huge and risky bet on a nascent market that's yet to crack the mainstream. Last quarter, Meta's Reality Labs unit, tasked with building the metaverse, recorded a $4.28 billion operating loss, bringing the unit's total losses for 2022 to $13.72 billion. The company also plans to close 5,000 additional open roles that it hasn't yet filled. Facebook is reacting to continued economic uncertainty in the economy. We should prepare for the possibility that this new economic reality will continue for many years, said Zuckerberg. Meta anticipates lowered total expenses in 2023, ranging from $86 billion to $92 billion, the company said in an SEC filing. We are a technology company, and our ultimate output is what we build for people, Zuckerberg said. As part of the restructuring, the company will also increase the number of direct reports each manager has. Zuckerberg said, Meta plans on cutting projects that aren't performing or may no longer be crucial while simultaneously removing layers of middle management to make decisions faster. A leaner org will execute its highest priorities faster, Zuckerberg's message said. Still, Meta continues to spend billions of dollars developing the virtual reality and augmented reality technologies. And it remains fully committed to build the controversial digital universe coined the metaverse. The company's Reality Labs division that's tasked with creating the metaverse lost about $13.7 billion in 2022 on $2.16 billion of revenue. If you follow this channel, you already know that many technology companies have announced layoffs. Amazon laid off 18,000 employees across multiple divisions. Twitter, Google, Microsoft, Intel, Twilio, Dell, Zoom. eBay also announced layoffs. Google revealed plans to lay off more than 12,000 workers. Microsoft announced plans to cut 10,000 employees. And Salesforce said it planned to cut 7,000 jobs. And this may not be the last round of layoffs for Meta. Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg has previously indicated that the social networking giant would be concentrating this year on efforts intended to lower the company's costs. Zuckerberg is pitching 2023 as the year of efficiency. He told analysts in February that Meta is focused on cutting projects that aren't performing or may no longer be crucial. And that it plans on removing layers of middle management to make decisions faster. The cost-cutting efforts come at a challenging time for the consumer technology company. Meta's costs and expenses jumped 22% year-over-year to $25.8 billion during the fourth quarter. The company's overall sales dropped 4% to $32 billion. Meta's core online advertising business continues facing hurdles. That is because of factors including a tough digital advertising market, and the lingering effects of Apple's 2021 iOS privacy update. And don't forget about increased competition from ByteDance-owned TikTok. Meanwhile, the company continues to heavily invest in developing the metaverse. Zuckerberg believes that the metaverse could represent the next frontier for mainstream computing. The company's Reality Labs division is tasked with building the virtual reality and augmented reality. These are the core technologies needed for the metaverse. The metaverse brought in $727 million in revenue during the fourth quarter. But it also recorded a $4.28 billion operating loss. Zuckerberg has said that he would take accountability for the company's previously announced cost-cutting plans. But these measures alone won't bring our expenses in line with our revenue growth, so I've also made the hard decision to let people go. It is only a couple of months since Meta laid off 11,000 employees. Meta is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. And it has reportedly ranked thousands of employees as subpar. There was a recent wave of performance reviews. And that's raising fears among workers. Declining revenues at Meta suggest that more belt-tightening is on the way. Those concerns come after CEO and founder Mark Zuckerberg declared 2023 a year of efficiency. At least, that is what he said on an earnings call at the beginning of February. When we did this, I said clearly that this was the beginning of our focus on efficiency and not the end, Zuckerberg added. Not everyone has a positive view of Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. That includes a lot of people who once worked for the company. Our CEO will single-handedly kill the company with the metaverse, said on Meta software developer. Zuckerberg held an all-hands Zoom meeting and apologized to staff for the need to cut thousands of jobs. He admitted that he got this wrong. Zuck is leading this company in the wrong direction, said one former employee in a post on the day of the layoff announcements. Meta is in need of layoffs in executive level, said one Meta data scientist. Leadership is having no clue. They mistake motion for a progress, the data scientist continued. Working at Meta is an overall great place to experience, said one recruiter who worked for Meta. Mark is not afraid to take risks. And that can be a good and bad thing, said the recruiter. Poor leadership is on track to sink this ship, said one senior technical program manager at Meta. Good pay perks, benefits and talented peers are working at Meta, they continued. No accountability at an above director level. VPs and directors are here to just milk the company without adding any value, they continued. I thought it was a data-driven company, they said. But actually it is one man's gut feeling and emotions-driven, they added. Nobody can override his decision, they also said. Many Meta employees are actually very supportive of Mark Zuckerberg. The layoffs come during what is, perhaps, the roughest of times for Facebook parent company Meta. And, of course, these layoffs come at a time of strong macroeconomic headwinds. If you follow this channel, you already know the economic narrative of the day. Inflation is raging in most countries of the world. Central banks in most countries are aggressively raising interest rates in order to fight inflation. Despite all of that so far, soaring inflation and Fed tightening persist. And the United States is teetering on the brink of a recession. But, what do you think? Please leave us a comment below and hit the like button. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.